From MPB Think Radio, this is Next Stop Mississippi, your number one source spotlighting the people, places, and events that make our state extraordinary. I'm Germaine Flood, along with my traveling partners, Java Chapman, and entertainment attorney, Kamel King. Today is an exclusive one-hour sit-down with viral stand-up comedian, radio personality, and winner of Comedy Central's 2013 Up Next competition. It's Ali Siddiq. He joins the show to discuss his career, his upcoming In the Shadows tour, January 18th at the Historic Saenger Theater in Hattiesburg, and of course, to crack a joke or two or three. Stay tuned, buckle up, and hold on tight for your Next Stop, Mississippi. Welcome back to Next Stop, Mississippi. Before we hit the road, let me welcome my traveling partner, Kamel King, who visit Mississippi.
In the house.
And the voice.
Oh, I'm here. I'm here.
I noticed the voice.
I know.
Like everybody else does.
That made me feel great.
Every week we talk about your voice. We talk about the noises you make and everything. But right now we have one of the greats talking about your voice. And
Most definitely.
We'll go ahead and set this up now. For our final stop, our next guest needs no introduction. Well, for us, rather. Why? Because we're fans. But
yes.
I'll do it for the newbies. Hailing from Houston, Texas, we've seen him win Comedy Central's Up Next competition in 2013 and become a finalist on NBC's Bring the Funny in 2019. He's the former co-host of the Apollo Night Show, and he's also been featured on BET's Comic View as well as Def Comedy Jam, and he's no stranger to the game. Interviewed by radio giants like The Breakfast Club, Big Boy Joe Rogan, and Don Lemon, comedian Ali Siddiq is here to sit down with the greatest radio duo of all time, Kamel King and yours truly.
What's up, Mississippi? In my cricket.
What's happening?
I know.
What's happening, people? So that's a great. That was. Let me tell you something. I was listening. Like, that's a lot of accomplishments.
You do.
You did that. I was sitting back like one of them. I was like, is that?
You just scratching the surface,
right.
Dude. That was just scratching the surface.
Scratching the surface. I was like, man,
you've been an OG for so long in this comedy game. It's crazy just looking back at your whole, the list of things you've done.
Right.
It is. It's insane. I'm the freshman that was on the varsity team, and they realized like, you've been playing with us for a long time. I'm like, yeah, man, 27 years.
Yeah.
And I said the other day when somebody asked me, man, how long did it take you to get on TV? I said probably less than 18 months.
Wow.
I said I got out of prison October 21st, 1997.
Yeah.
And I taped Comic View 1999. It aired in 2000. Yeah. So
man, but you have not aged none.
No. Oh man, let me tell you. Oh brother. There's a lot of aging over here. Don't.
We can't see it, but you can feel it.
Don't judge this book by the cover. There's a lot of carburation under this carburetor, man. I'm sick, man.
He's so silly. He's so sick.
I'm talking about. I woke up, my eye was leaking the other day. I wasn't even crying or nothing. I mean, what is this?
Oh Lord!
I'm like, man, I felt like I got the gout. I ain't got no shoes on right now. My feet so swollen.
Stop it.
Put them on camera. Put them on camera for the people to see.
Look now, getting back to that notion, people come out of prison, they go to halfway homes. Your halfway home was amazing to you.
Yeah.
You like that?
Your halfway home. Now, man, my mama house. And I got out. I'm about to start doing the special called In the Shadows of what it was like when I first got out.
Mm-hmm.
People don't realize I sat at the wrong address for 4 hours. Like, man, my mama ain't home, man.
Are you serious?
Was it the same house you had left in?
She moved. So I'm reading. I got the address written down wrong. I'm a street over. I said, just told me, man, let me walk down to the corner store. And I walked out there. I don't know, this may be the address. I get there, my mama like, man, I've been waiting on you, man. Where you been? I'm like, man, I've been in front of somebody else. I was about to go to jail again. Sitting in front of somebody else.
Right. Posted up, smoking cigarette.
with a bag of prison. With a bag, man. First of all, why did I even bring any of that stuff home from prison? I got a bag of just prison property. Things.
That's all you got.
I'm talking about stuff that belongs to the state of Texas. I'm talking about stuff that say that type stuff.
It's memorabilia. It's memorabilia.
Man, I ain't never looked at this stuff again.
You never look at it again.
Man, I got a satin commissary bag. Man, don't you laugh at me. Don't you do that.
They had to make it work, though. They knew y'all was going to keep it for a long time.
Right.
And they had to make that bag work.
So, yeah, that's because it's funny to me now seeing the people walk around with them commissary bags on their head in the airport. And I said, this is a bonnet. That's a commissary bag.
It's a bonnet. Look, speaking of your mama, shout out to her, because I hear that is the halfway house, I guess, and she's the one that kind of put it in you. But look, I got to get into this, because you've already said commissary. I cannot pass over the way you talk about how when you, versus your mom's house and your dad's house versus groceries, right?
Yes.
And I used to, my mom and dad were both in the military. And Mama used to take us to the commissary on Keesler Air Force Base in Gulfport, Mississippi, in Biloxi. And she'd take me to the generic sections. And it'd be the black and white boxes with just bran with raisins or, crispy rice.
Corn.
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 And then Mama would take me to the dented can bucket. And the dented can bucket either had dented cans or cans with no labels on them.
Whoa.
And so she would shake those cans and say, "Ooh, Jerry.
Oh, wow.
I wonder what's in here." And she'd be like, "Oh, it's going to be a little surprise." And you said that about your father on Domino Effect.
Yes, you did.
You said that. I mean, and we were at the military commissary. We were doing it. You were at a real store.
Real grocery store.
Real grocery store.
I was in my man. That man was crazy, man.
Shout out to your mama for feeding you name brand, though.
Yes, my mama got a lot of class, a lot of dignity about herself. My daddy just, what kind of corn? First of all, it just say corn on the can, so you don't know if it's cream of corn, whole corn, you don't know what kind of corn is that. But then when he get the one with no label, hey man, what's for dinner? Man, I don't know, bro. I'm just
corn beef hash.
I got just 2 cans out here, and then I know what we got. We got chicken. These sides are mystery. These are mystery sides.
Yeah.
I got rice in a can, wild rice in a can.
No.
In a can.
Ain't nothing wild about it.
Well, you got to put that rice on a paper towel and dry it off.
No, I'm gonna tell you what's wild about it. Is wild is in a can. Rice don't come in a can. That's what the wild part is. They ain't talking about the real wild rice. They talking about the fact that it's in the can. Wow, we done put this rice in the can and people buying it.
Oh my goodness. Ali, I got to ask, man, because I have watched literally all of your specials, and it is genius how you chopped up your life chronologically and made them all specials. And then, Reed put them out on you, millions and millions of views. Where did you get that concept from and said, I'm going to chop up my life in the order that I've lived it and put it out as specials? Because you are one of the best storytellers I've ever heard.
And it's like a fingerprint, right? Each special.
Oh, man.
Is not like the last
Nothing like it.
You are not prepared, and that is genius.
Genius, my brother. Genius.
Okay.
How did you come up with that?
I'm gonna say this, and y'all, I hope you don't think that I'm, just trying to, give y'all some praise. But this is probably the first time that somebody acknowledged in a question that I did it like that.
You deserve it.
Yes.
Like, y'all are the first. Y'all, this is the first time ever. I've done a lot of interviews. This is the first time. That's why I listen so detailed. I'm like, wow, this is, and because I've been waiting to answer it when somebody asked.
What?
Wow. Thank you, my brother.
And me and him didn't even practice this.
We really want to know, how did you birth that idea? Because and nobody's ever done it.
Right.
And another acknowledgement, because that's one thing in this game of comedy. People don't realize that I'm an outsider in both camps. Urban, black side, mainstream side. I'm in the middle because they've never known what to, bless you. They've never known what to do with me on either side.
Mm.
So you have the we not going to acknowledge what we've never seen anybody else do, because he's not Chappelle, he's not them, he's not in that category, because we still feel like we're the same as him. So we can't honor him, because we feel like we're the same.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have the other side that's going to acknowledge it, but still not credit it to me.
Mm-hmm.
Try to credit it to somebody else on both sides.
Mm-hmm.
We'll say, yo, he's definitely the best, but we don't have a space for him because we didn't make him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So when you talk about being independent,
mm-hmm.
you can really tell who's independent by those who they back, because they had a part in making them. So when they have a part in making you owe a lot of favors. You know what I'm saying? So it's things that you would never say, but it's a lot of things that you always will do.
Right.
So me doing Domino Effect, the first one, and this is how simple it was of how we got to all the rest of them after that. Somebody came and asked me, what happened after that? I said, after what? After the end of Domino Effect, it's like, I know something else happened. You only now you ain't nothing but like, what? So you don't know what else happened?
Right.
Like,
Keep the story going.
Like, yeah. So we did. And it automatically said, I'm just going to pick up from right there. I'm not going to skip anything. I'm just pick up and go into the primary stories in my life, the pivotal moments between this 3-year span.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm gonna take another 3 years and go through this 3 years. But this was a hard 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
Oof. And because I was already thinking about what was the structure of how I got to the streets, like how did that dynamics happen, and what were these moments in that, and in this you start putting other thought into it, like in these stories. I'm gonna tell this story because this story is very helpful.
Mm-hmm.
Because if I could have done better in this moment, maybe this next step wouldn't have happened. It would have been a different domino effect.
Mm-hmm.
And me understanding, man, I didn't deal with certain things because I wasn't taught to deal with these things. These things were things that you run away from. And as you start to think, like, man, I don't think that this is smart not to talk about something that's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that this is smart. I think that this is crippling.
Mm-hmm.
That if I don't know how to deal with this is what this made me. This was an option that got put on the table that I chose because I'm damaged over here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then the tragic part, right? What if somebody's telling that story, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then they say, did you know 4 months later he lost his first son?
Mm-hmm.
And how he found out, because he's in the streets and he's so wounded and he's doing so much damage to people, that this girl hated him so much that she said to him over the phone while she's talking to somebody else, man, Negro, I hate you. That's why your baby dead.
Wow. What?
Hmm.
Are you serious?
And then you call, hey, what's up? And nobody wants to tell you that they done buried your son
Yeah.
and everything.
Yeah.
Wow. Unimaginable.
Yeah.
But the way that you can deal is that you manage to understand loss, and you understand other people's pain and what they were going through, and and you don't hold any grudges about it, because you understand the nature of life, and what's will and what you can control and what you can't control.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and hey, I can control my attitude in this particular instance, but I can't control the cycle of life.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you start to develop these things. I can control how I parent, because I'm not parenting from the same position that my mom parented from. I'm not parenting from the same position that my dad parented from. But I am parenting from a position of still having fear.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you have children, and you still have this fear out of nowhere that your child will pass,
Mm-hmm.
because you've lost
Mm-hmm.
your sister, which was the heartbeat of you, and then you lost your son.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so you look at the landscape of stand-up,
Mm-hmm.
and it's gonna be hard for a lot of people to accept that in the protection of the craft. In the craft, when I looked at the landscape of how stand-up was going, I'm like, our craft is not an instant craft, even though
Yeah.
people keep prostituting our craft, you
Mm.
know, and just getting into it like it's some random thing. And I can't just blame them. I blame audiences too, because audiences start to develop this taste for lackluster work
Yeah.
and copycat work.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so I didn't grow up with programs being the same. The Jeffersons was different from Good Times. Good
Yes,
Times was
Lord.
different from Different Strokes. The Cosby
Yes.
Show was different. You know what I'm saying? Different World was different. And you didn't seek out, artists didn't seek out to do their rendition of your work.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? let me put my spin on it. The
Yeah.
same
Yeah.
story.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So as a comic, I keep looking for things different to do in stand up. I'm never bored in stand up, because I'm still trying to push the envelope. The work that I've done for stand up independence is, I've been on the Emmy ballot twice
Mm-hmm.
as an independent.
Mm.
And I understand why they'll never let me win that.
Mm.
Do you know what it's like to,
Mm.
for an independent comedy special to win the Emmy? That dismantles all of
The
that.
whole
I
industry.
gotta
Yep.
be on Netflix and gotta
Yep.
be there, but
Yep.
they'll never tell you that I get more viewership than both networks.
Yes, indeed. Mm-hmm.
We can see
And
it.
that's whoever in the last 3 years, I'm talking about, don't miss no names. Don't
Yeah.
miss no names.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whoever came out,
You dusted them.
I've dusted them in viewership.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
And
But
they can say what they can say whatever they want to say. And I'm talking about dusting them
yeah.
with me.
Yes.
No current
Theatrics.
no current events,
Yeah.
no podcasts, no
Yeah.
sitcoms, no movies, just me.
Yes.
All praise due to the creator, but it's just, and then the process, in the process of elevating the stand-up game, because
Mm-hmm.
people were saying that our attention span, and we just wanted Michael, and they don't listen to long form, and then all I give you is long form.
You sure do. Yeah. And on the
All I
edge of
give
and people, you on the edge of your seat
Right.
the entire
Right.
time.
Now I have to say this. It just came to me like, I watched the Rudy Ray Moore story
Mm.
and how Rudy kind of kind of took his environment and studied it,
Mm-hmm.
and then studied that man who was telling those jokes like that on the street corner. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And he kind of based it off of that. This is Ali's version.
His own, yeah, but it's his own life.
Right. It's his own life.
Mm-hmm.
And it was the study of that. And let me tell you, I think, in the comedy game, vulnerability is very rare.
Yes. Yeah.
And when it comes down to naming out names, real names of people, places.
Because you name out names.
Events.
I don't know if they're the real names.
Right. No names have been changed.
Right.
When it comes down to really telling the real truth, I think that's where people get scared. And comedians in general, too. Aside from this whole PC movement that had happened in comedy, aside from that, personally, I think comedians just don't want to be fully vulnerable when it comes down to their own personal life.
Yeah.
I think that the difference is what they're trying to sell. See, you can't, if you're trying to sell something, then your story begins to unfold when they start looking at it. So what happens with me, it is a lot of trails and tracks and receipts of people who came up with me.
Mm-hmm.
So and you can't discount my family. My family is like, how you gonna say that didn't happen? We his family.
They was them.
What are you talking about? So whatever tragic goes on with him, we know, and he's being very respectful to the family, because there's a lot of stories within him that we know, because this man didn't happen to become like this out of nowhere. This is a trail of the things that he can look back at. This is a thing that I'm very proud of this. I am, and I know people like, you shouldn't be prideful. No, I'm very proud that I have the ability to put myself back in the position that I was in at that time. Like, I don't like it, when I'm talking about something in the 7th grade, I'm in 7th grade.
Yeah.
And just like when I go talk to kids that's in whatever grade, I bring myself all the way to them and tell them what I was like here. Now, forget what I'm like now, because I've developed now. But let's talk about what I could have did better when I was here. Man, because I don't forget the moment. I know what it's like to be in 7th grade. You are the weirdest person. You're not in the 6th grade. You're not in the 8th. You just somewhere in purgatory, social purgatory.
Yeah.
That was me.
Social purgatory. That's a great way to say
it. So an 8th grader spoke to you, but the 6th grader, you 6th grader, you're cool with. You're like, what's going on with me? So then you go to the 8th grade. You the top of the chain, and then once again, high school, you back at the bottom, and 10th and 11th grade, you like say, man, I don't know what I'm doing. And as an adult, it happens to you in the same thing, especially when you're in a business. I've been doing stand-up 27 years. Do you know how I was a fish out of water for the first 10, 15 shows of my own theater tour.
Yeah.
Coming from a club tour to a theater tour, it's two different things. You know, it's like shooting a special with a network and shooting a special on your own, and now shooting other people's special as an executive producer. These are different things, you know. So you learn, and as you learn, you tell stories about what you learn. So me running out of material or things to talk about, like I just recently had surgery on my clavicle. The story probably started off 5 minutes. Somebody asked me what happened. And then 5 minutes. By the time I got to I'm talking about within a week. By the time I got to Omaha, it was clocking at 58 minutes.
No.
the clavicle itself.
Oh man.
Right. Because it's not just like if I talk about it now, it's an hour and 20 minutes. If I walked out and said, let me tell y'all about July 27th. And July 27th is filtered off into I go to therapy tomorrow. Do you understand?
Your memory, though, is like an elephant.
It's impeccable.
How?
Yeah.
Sit down and be like, let me remember all that stuff.
Yes. And I mean, it's like a blend between
craziness. You can't have dates too.
Yeah.
I'd be like somewhere around that time.
Yes.
Yeah. Because I remember everything that led up to me with my nonsense. Like you 50 and you in Cabo and you surfing and your whole family's there. See, people gotta understand, my whole family was there. Cousins, aunts, sisters, children, everybody's there. And why are there? You know why? Well, I'm gonna say June 27th, right? But I'm gonna take you back to July 27th. I'm gonna take you back to July 1st.
Yeah.
Why is July 1st so significant? Because this is the first
the domino effect.
Right. This is the day that I went on holiday. And I say, y'all, a lot of y'all know what that is because y'all, you know. Now I gotta explain to you what a holiday is. You see, some of y'all get 2 weeks off. In Europe, they get 30 days off paid. It's called holiday. So, and I said, so I took holiday. I paid myself, because I gotta have the whole experience.
Right. Right.
So I pay myself well too.
That's right.
$1,000.
That's right.
Holiday pay, bonuses. I'm putting everything in there. Six leave, in my 30
Make
days.
yourself feel good.
I'm talking about make myself feel excellent.
Right.
But I say, y'all, I'm spending this money on my family. I'm taking my whole family with me for the month. I say we start in Turks and Caicos. I say we go to LA after that because they put my name on the historic Wall of Fame at the Comedy Store in LA, which is a huge thing. Like my name will be there. My name will be there forever. Like they said, no matter what, your name will be on this wall forever.
Yeah.
And this building is locked in. This building is not going anywhere. Your name will be historically on this wall forever. Do you know what that's like when they told you that you had to move to New York or LA to make it as a stand-up? And you said, that don't sound right.
Yeah.
And then you say, man, I'm gonna get good enough, man.
Yeah.
That they'll come here and they'll get me.
That's how we feel about Mississippi.
For sure.
That's how we feel about Mississippi.
And you start to do it, and humbly, you on a path to being the greatest person to ever do what you've already put stuff in the play that nobody's ever did. Like, man, that's crazy when you think about it. Like, you said it. You like, man, that don't make no sense. And you stay home. And you go to the grocery store and you look at them same people and be like, yo, hey man, I just saw you on such and such. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's all you can say is like, yeah. Because you really, man, you really believe. Like when nobody else, like I'm bold about this. I don't like people saying that they believed in the beginning because you didn't. It's nobody, man.
But yourself.
Man, the only person that I knew that I can honestly say, somebody else can come with something like, man, you remember when you was doing, that's, bro, you talking about when I was already doing it. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about when I said it out of my mouth that this was something that I was going to do. And I respect the fact that it is. I chose a path that nobody in the Black community really knows how it goes. You don't know the first steps. You don't know now people will say, well, go to an open mic. But they'll tell you that now. But there was no formula on how to become a stand-up comedian.
Right.
27 years ago. There was nothing. So I want them to understand, I don't fault you for not believing. I just don't want you to say that you believe from the beginning, because that's not the truth.
Right.
I'm in prison. This dude named Big Hand Rick. Called him Big Hand Rick. The boy had, I'm talking about.
He talked about it, yeah.
That boy had some gloves on him.
Yeah.
I'm talking about them.
Some paws.
I'm talking about, man, that boy hands like everywhere, man. And I used to mess with Rick so bad. I'll be anywhere in the prison. I could be anywhere in the prison, and I would see Rick. Rick could be 17 people down in the cafeteria line. He way back there. And I'd just be standing there. I'd be like this. Come on, Rick, with all that touching, man. Damn. And Rick would be like, come on with your big hand self, bro.
Oh, gosh.
Like, hey, man, this bro he gonna stop messing with me.
Right.
That's on the cool, bro. He gonna man, y'all throw it to Rick. You know he gonna catch it.
Right.
I love your prison stories, man. And I'm talking about, it's like Scared Straight mixed with all this. It is so genius. And the way you describe the characters, you take tragic moments in your life and somehow turn it into comedy. Like when you were talking about the guy in the neighborhood who always was beating up folks and robbing them, and how you served them, and he caught
Quincy.
you in Quincy, and then got the eye knocked out.
Debo.
Yeah.
How did you turn that into a funny story?
Man, you see that in my face? Quincy, man.
And he did that to you. You were a child, man.
I was 15, but man, I messed Quincy up. I got Quincy.
I remember you talking.
But let me
say
Quincy was
Quincy almost went down behind that.
He did go down. He was on a walker.
Yeah, man was on that walk. In Walmart.
You terrorized him at the end of the day.
I still go by that Walmart because I was with my mama that time. I go by just every time I was on crack. Don't hit me. I was on crack. I don't care. Yeah. I'm still on that one, Quincy. If Quincy just happened to live in Mississippi, Quincy just know I'm coming out there, Quincy.
Lord. Right.
Look at him put the eye in his.
Here's the thing, too. So with his prison stories, he kind of keeps some of the same themes going through. So I had to talk about Based on Life or Death. That's one of my favorite ones. And it started out in his mama's house, and it ended up, he got the same kind of, he needed that in prison. And everything in my mama's house was based on life or death. You breathe it. Was based on life or death. And it's so funny when you were like, they will kill you. You know what I'm saying? They still in the prison. You know what I'm saying? It's just how you can keep that theme going.
And seam it together. It's crazy.
Look, I had to say that because when you first brought it up.
Oh, and I had house key anxiety too. I just want you to know I had house key anxiety. House key anxiety.
Like, losing the house key.
I can't lose the key right now. I go crazy. Oh, so. And that's going back to parenting. My homeboy say his son had lost 2 sets of keys. And I said, well, you the show got soft. And all he said is, I know it. I ain't never lose no key. And my mom, because it was a matter of life and death. Mama play that. So I'm in the airport, right? I'm coming from Seattle. And this is Monday, yesterday. This young lady walks up to me. And because she attractive, I don't think that she like me because I'm not that one. I don't have the Morris Chestnut, Eric Benet.
You don't have to.
Look.
Women just like regular men. We just like regular men.
You know what's crazy? Women walk up to me and I be doing it. What?
They see all that Gucci on you.
I'm like, first of all, your face is weird anyway. You don't need to be doing this.
He's so silly.
The lady walks up to me and she said, hey, I watched all of your stuff. This lady got to be like 26. Yeah. Said, when they brought them kids to the thing, and you and the dude was doing the stuff in prison, you said y'all was gonna do one. You know what I'm saying? What was two? I said, girl, you don't want to know what two was. She said, no, I gotta know. I gotta know what two is. I said, two would be this. We would take oatmeal pies and mash them up and put peanut butter on them. And we have peanut butter in our hand like we throwing doo-doo on these people.
Stop that.
I love it.
So when somebody put their hand behind their fan, do like that, and then just throw a rolled up. I'm like, the peanut butter is loose, but the
He's so silly.
But the oatmeal pie
it's tight.
Oh God,
that's terrible.
That is terrible.
And so with the peanut butter on it, mixed with that oatmeal cream, it's a little spooky.
It's perfect.
And you throw it and it splash everywhere. They like, and all you need is a little bit to get on you. That's all.
Yes.
And you all day, you like, nah, man, nah, they ain't nothing. Nah, man.
So silly. Just silly. And if you would just taste it, you would figure out it's okay.
Yeah, taste it.
Taste it. Nah, man, that man said, and then threw it. Nah, like, nah, that gotta be it.
Oh gosh.
So, what is this? It's on my hand. It's on my hand.
And speaking of silly, I have to throw some of these things out. Scallywag.
Scallywag.
Scallywag is the one thing that you said you called women back in the day when you was talking about them. But I have to couple that with my favorite throwback word, which is mollywop.
Oh yeah, I use that all the time.
But it just sounds, they go hand in hand.
Yes.
Man, that was my mollywop, scallywag. What was all my Uncle O's, man, this ain't about la-di-da. She was fresh. Because fresh had two different meanings. Fresh was your clothes, or you was sexually provocative. You were trying to get fresh. Right. Copacetic.
Oh yes. Yes.
I still like, man, you know, I'm still offended by these people talk about no cap. I just can't, it just bothers me because capping was a good thing. You know, it was it was short for capitalizing. And because you couldn't cap if you didn't have it. So they're capping, talking about you lying, talking about no cap, no lies. No, my boy bought a Seville and put some spinners on it. And I'll never forget. Man, my uncle came outside and saw that Seville. He said, I hope you go to jail with your capping ass. Oh, the hate.
Yeah,
the hate, man. I ain't never liked it. Trying to be like me. I said, first of all, you have a Mercury.
Not on the same level,
It's not a Mercury.
But listen, Ali, don't you forget about from whence you came in them aisle sixes.
Oh man, let me tell you.
You was wearing 6 grocery shoes.
Oh, man, my daddy, man, them grocery store shoes.
You had to know how to fight. You had those on.
Bruh, I'm talking about, I was a peaceful child. My mama would do her best to let us have name brand on our feet. But man, my daddy, talking about try these shoes on. Man, first of all, these shoes are hanging in the store by the bread, bro. What? First of all, we in here for food. What even turned your mind to buying merchandise? What's going on, man?
Get it all done in one.
Right.
Walmart was birthed.
Why even selling clothes in here? Because this is where he get them workman pants from.
Yeah. So you got to wear both of them.
First of all, you in the aisle, you just came off the chips and you went to another aisle and they got workman boots and pants and jumpers and galoshes and shoes. on
Right.
outside
Right.
for you, and
Right.
children's shoes for you. Like,
Right.
man,
Ali,
this is yes, sir.
I got to ask you about this too, because I'd be remiss. Let me tell you a defining moment in one of your specials. And I mean, it cut through like a hot knife on butter. One time in your special, you said, you know what? I don't mess with people, but people mess with me. And what they find out is, see, most people don't know how to fight. I really know how to fight.
Yeah.
And if you mess with me, I will desecrate you. And you could feel the C part in the room. And every man, you figured out right then what side you was on.
Yeah.
When he said that. Because I felt that real alpha man energy. Because you had been funny the whole time, but you needed to let people know what you really was made of. That was a defining moment in one of your specials.
It was. It's one of them things where when you look in the special, it wasn't written. These are things that happen in the course of you shooting, and it's a moment that you're not even on. You're not on. It fits what you're saying, but how you really feel about something or think about something is, and that comes from somebody that you or something that you've seen in the audience.
Mm.
It was somebody in the audience that was posturing in the audience.
Mm. Mm.
And I wanted to make it known. I wanted to make it known. Please don't think
Mm-hmm.
that is sweet.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like it's not sweet at all, bro. Like, and the method is in even giving that understanding is to give people understanding, like, man, there's people in this world that you may not understand that you are in a bit of danger when you cross a certain line. Just like when I was inside, it was people that because of stature, it make you go to those moments of things that you actually don't like. And I wanted to say it publicly because I think that that's one of the things, man, amongst us, and we not really inviting to each other. Like, which is weird because country people don't have that.
Yeah.
It's like, man, if you want to feel good, man, go somewhere in the country where people ain't living all that internet life and all that. Man, just man, folk, man, it ain't nothing better than a fish fry with just people, man. So, and nobody, when you walk in, nobody's mean bugging you. The first thing they want to do is you. I mean, you hungry? You want something to drink?
Right.
You know, you hungry? You want something to drink? You know, man, where you from, boy? You know, it's all this country love, but then you get these people now that I don't like this. It's too much posturing because, man, you're pretending and portraying to be something that you really not. Man, everybody black and didn't grow up hard. I'm sorry. I know that. I know this is a revelation that everybody, man, everybody.
We
man,
did grow up black, but it may not have been hard.
Yeah, you grew up black, but you wasn't, man. Hey, man, I wasn't nobody shooting in my neighborhood every day.
Right.
And then I look back at my life and realize, Ali, you know something? You was really the damn problem.
You was the shooting.
Because you was in this space that you trying to prove your manhood by being out here on some nonsense. When your manhood was just as good on the football field when you was doing that, your manhood wasn't taking no hits when you was playing basketball, when you was playing baseball. Like, what happened? What happened when you wanted to be out here? What made this happen? You know something? You got to go back to your drug dealing father that made it look easy. But your drug dealing father wasn't dealing crack. He was dealing powder cocaine, which was a high class business. That's what he was with lawyers. He was with lawyers and all them type of people. He wasn't selling nothing on no corner.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? This man had tailor-made suits that he was in every day.
Right.
And had a carrier service. That was the first person I ever seen with them bags with them locks on it all, and he unlocked in this $50,000 in one of them little lock bags that he had to deliver to somebody in the morning.
Yeah.
He was a trusted person.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Even though he wasn't trusted raising no kids, but that man put cocaine on my teeth. Man, crazy.
You said that man put cocaine on my teeth.
That's just about like put a little bit like NyQuil in the baby's bottle, but it was a little
really
just a little worse than.
Did you just justify cocaine on
this was unstepped on. This the 80s. This was unstepped on. This 83. This ain't stepped on.
That toothpaste make you put some cocaine on it, don't it?
Let me tell you something, Ali.
That toothache can make you take your tooth out with a butcher knife.
Yes.
That toothache is super good.
Oh man,
I experienced that.
Oh boy.
I cannot wait for this. I mean, you coming here in Mississippi, you're doing 2 shows for us.
Yeah.
This year and next year. And let me tell you something before I keep going on with this tour coming out, and you coming through Mississippi and the state, your advertising is bonkers.
Mm-hmm.
You know, who does your advertising? But Kamel was a full-time fan, right?
Yeah.
I was introduced through the ads. And so I saw the ads coming up. You know, I'm always looking. This is a
major geofencing.
This is major. This is
major geofencing.
And so I try to make my algorithm show me as much events as possible. And is this Ali Siddiq? I'm like, what's this man?
Right.
And I go and I click in and I start watching the first one and it's over.
It's over.
Like it was.
All you need is one. It's a done deal.
When I noticed you were underground, like my favorite rapper, Devin the Dude, I was like, it's definitely over.
It's over. We just went to Devin the Dude concert.
Went to the concert not long ago.
That's my people.
Straight out of Houston.
Yeah, I got a picture with him.
That's my people.
He's so cool. But I mean, just that whole underground thing and the fact of that advertising. Just shout out to whoever does your stuff.
Yeah.
Shout out to them. That's what introduced me to you. If you'd like to give them props.
Yeah,
that's
Ryan.
You.
Yeah. Ryan and Joe do a really good job of getting it out there. And they say I I make it easy with the content. I'm like, he said, because it's fun. He said it's fun editing you. Like the new thing we just put out is the PTA president.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And my friend called me, said, hey, man, then people gonna think you playing about hiring these folks to be around your school, your daughter's school. I said, you know what's weird? When my daughter was, my oldest daughter, I was late. I was stuck in some traffic. And her bus was gonna drop her off. And I wasn't gonna be there. So I called some of the folk from the school. I said, hey, I need you to get over to my daughter's bus stop and be there when she get out of school.
Mm.
So she don't have to wait for me and she can't be out there by herself. And she's like in the 2nd grade. And when I pull up, it is 3 members outside the car, and they like this. Hey man, she in the back doing homework, man. Make sure she started her homework. Ain't no gun in the car, nothing. We don't need no accidents.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And they sitting outside on the hood. Yeah. Anybody and there, she's straight. Now, people think that that's a story. Oh man, it ain't no way. But it is one of those people. I'm gonna just say this: he's a very popular now radio personality on our heart.
Okay.
And he from Houston, and he's syndicated, and he'll be like, oh my God, don't touch nothing, Ali.
You did. That's okay.
No, I'm right here. Is there? and when I tell the story, he'd be like, appreciate you for not saying my name. I say, man, all I can do is just tell the stories of people who say because he didn't change his life. He a family man. He
left the thuggery behind.
But yeah, left all the things that because they knew anybody mess with little shouty.
Right, it's going down.
Right. So look, Ali Siddiq, I got a story to tell. Jackson, Mississippi. He got more of these. October 19th, he will be there 7 p.m. And then next year, you get to see him again. Comedian Ali Siddiq in the Shadows Tour, January 18th at Saenger Theater in Hattiesburg. And we're going to be at this show.
Yes.
So
man, I can't wait.
Y'all coming to a good show. You don't know why?
Why?
Let me tell you why. It's a story that I normally never tell. And this is the thing. The story starts with my brother, right? Mm. My brother is DJing this weekend when I come to Mississippi.
Now.
Yeah, my brother's DJing, right?
Mm.
But this story is based on why I don't like birthdays.
Mm.
Okay.
Why I've never liked my birthday. So I'm coming to see y'all on the 19th of October. My birthday is October the 17th. So
this is my birthday.
Thank you.
Now I'm not.
Right.
This is my birthday weekend. So right. And I'm gonna tell this story about my birthdays. I ain't gonna tip it out. This is my birthdays alone. When I tell this story about my birthday, because it starts with my brother, and man. Because my brother way younger than me. And I'm gonna tell a lot of stories about him because he there. And he's my father's illegitimate child. I don't care what he say.
No.
He's so illegit. He's so illegit. I'm talking about like Sauce Walker. I'm too legit to quit it. I'm too legit to quit it. I'm like Sauce. Yeah, I'm excited about Mississippi, man.
I'm excited about
Yes, man.
But before this interview, you got ties in Clarksdale, so you basically coming to the house.
Coming to the SIP.
Yeah.
And one of my favorite.
Nobody's gonna buck up at you here, I promise.
Right.
Oh man, I got a lot of Mississippi cousins. I'm talking about. See, they don't understand about my Mississippi cousins are different than all the rest of my cousins because see, they country strong.
Country strong, yeah.
See, country strong is different.
Yes, it is.
None of my cousins look. They don't work. They don't work out. They don't work out. But they can pull. Like I saw my cousin pull a Ford truck by himself. I'm talking about hand under the gloves on, hand under the bumper. Talking about he got to scoot it over.
Yeah, we said that's made in Mississippi.
Scoot it over. Hey man, when you wait on the tow truck, man, we got time for the tow truck.
Yeah,
that's how he talk. Everything we got the tow truck.
Yeah,
that man. I'm talking about shoulder strength.
Yeah,
scooted that truck over.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I said, man,
country strong, different now.
Yeah,
I'm talking about country strong.
Yeah,
country strong. And it's a difference between being hood tough and being country tough. First of all, any hood dude. I don't care who he is. You put him in the country, he gonna be scared.
Yes.
Everything, but you put him country.
Well, see, the problem is
all them noises.
See, what I noticed was it was the lack of noise in the country that rattled him.
No, it's all them bugs. It's so much.
Man.
In fact, he didn't hear no ambulance, no police cars, no nothing. Unnerved.
Really?
Just walk outside and just listen to silence. Like this how it goes over here. Yeah.
I don't think you understand. I'm fishing in Mississippi, cane pole fishing. My grandma cane pole. We cane pole. You know what I'm saying? My uncle get up. I'm talking about never moved his cigarette. Eye closed, smoke going up. Eye closed, just come. Pull this 38 stuff off out the back of his thing, right in front of me.
What?
Then go sit back down. Snake come up out the thing.
What?
Water mouse.
No.
Yeah.
I'm cane poling. Man, the man just come shoot right in front of me. Hey, I'm talking about eye closed. I'm talking about just one shot.
Wow.
And then go sit back down. I said, hey, man, what is going on out here? Man.
And you didn't see the snake before the year?
Didn't. I'm fishing, man. Ain't no
Oh,
snakes when I'm
man.
fishing. I'm fishing.
I cannot wait. He's got a story to tell October 19th. Listen,
Man.
if you want more information about these two events happening, you already know you can visit our SIP events page on our website, or you can go to his website. He's got the whole listing and everything. You can research him yourself and all of that. That's alisiddiq.com.
Oh, you know what I like about Mississippi? I ain't gonna lie.
No.
Mississippi has the most, I'm talking about the darkest women.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yes.
And
Yes.
you talk about somebody who want to be like more shades darker. That's why I always go on trips in Caribbean. I need to be as darker because people that's darker, their teeth look whiter.
Their
Their teeth look whiter.
Ladies, I hope you hear this.
Man, it's just something about somebody who put on real cocoa butter, no preservative cocoa butter. They're still coming in the jar. She waiting on it in the mail. This still coming in the mail. You can't even buy this in the store.
No.
He gonna have a whole bunch of cocoa sisters right up front.
That was grandma and skin so soft.
That's right. Skin so soft.
Yeah, see, y'all still drink water out there. Y'all still, look at your face. Look at your face.
Drink our sink water sometimes. Depending on what city you're in, you still drink sink water.
Do you understand? I grew up on this water where you get it out the sink and then you put it in the refrigerator. You want two different flavors on this water. This refrigerated water tastes so good.
Yes, it does.
People, you gotta be from the country to know what refrigerated water is. I'm telling you, my grandmother would fill a picture of it, put it in the thing. I'm talking, and just before the end of this day, all this water gone.
Yes,
and she hotter than fish grease.
Yes, and ain't nobody refilled it.
I'm talking. Well, you don't waste cornbread. You put buttermilk in there. That's Kush cook.
Yes. Come on with it now.
Little sugar, little cinnamon. You know, well, y'all still eat malto meal out there.
Don't you do that now.
They do. Hey, I love malto meal.
I heard of them potato sack cereals you was eating back in the day. From what his daddy was buying them the cereal in a potato sack.
That man from Alexander, Louisiana, he's just so country. That man just buy that sick. Man, you know your cereal's supposed to come in two things. It's supposed to come in a bag and a box.
Everybody, I just want y'all to get out there. January 18th, Hattiesburg, Mississippi. He's now our country cousin.
Yes.
Thank you so much for coming by Next Stop Mississippi today.
It's going down.
It's going down.
Well, we've come to the end of another great trip. We want to thank you for riding shotgun and thank today's guest, Ali Siddiq, for joining us. To submit an event or find out more information about these and what's happening around your neck of the woods, visit mpbonline.org and click the community tab to view SIP events or email events@mpbonline.org. Next Stop Mississippi is produced by yours truly. For Java Chapman and Kamel King, I'm Germaine Flood. Today's MMP was Marissa Vaughn. It's Southern Remedy for Women up next, and join us next Friday at 10 a.m. for another great trip here on Next Stop Mississippi.